Some limitations and considerations of this little survey. So first, I am not segmenting the data by age, sex, or previous health status, pre-existing conditions. The reason I'm not doing this is because I do not want to have people's personal information without some sort of institutional review board or an ethics board set up. I'm not considering the number of vaccinations or time since most recent vaccination, again for the same reasons. I'm not considering the total number of previous infections or time since last infection. The survey participants are presumably English-speaking people around the world that follow me or were shown my TikToks via the For You page where I requested information. Since I'm requesting symptomatic individuals, this does not consider asymptomatic individuals. This is self-reported positive to negative rapid testing, so it doesn't consider the time to take the first test if people wait a few days. And then it doesn't consider what type of rapid test they used, and we know there's test sensitivity discrepancies between different rapid tests. We're assuming people are being honest and accurate about the data they're reporting, which is why I'm doing bins versus exact time. And bin data is when you have like a little range of days as opposed to like a strict 1, 2, 3 type thing. I'm not controlling for COVID variants, which is pretty much impossible at this point anyways. I'm assuming that people are reporting via singular accounts and not submitting via multiple accounts, which would skew the data. I'm assuming that people are testing a few days after Paxlovid if it's taken and not considering a negative test on Paxlovid as their first negative test, because Paxlovid is an antiviral, it reduces viral load, so you could test negative while not being negative for the virus. And by not being negative, I mean once you're off Paxlovid, the quote-unquote rebound. And then I am not considering extremely long infection times past 23 days, so as not to skew the data, so I have a hard stop at 23 days, where I'm still collecting people that are over that time period, but I'm doing my weighted average at just the 23 days. And I'm doing this mainly for two reasons. The first is to show you how easy this is to collect, and it's mind-boggling that the CDC is not having some sort of reporting system where they're tracking this so they can see how the virus is evolving and how the symptoms are occurring at a mass scale. Second, on a selfish note, I just wanted to see, my partner's been sick for 20 days and I wanted to see how common that was. And third, in my COVID transmission playlist, I've been going through the different variants, looking at the incubation time in the symptomatic phase as the virus has mutated. And I'm starting to work my way through XBB variants, but our current XBB variants don't have a lot of data out on them. So I wanted to kind of get a nice snapshot of what's happening currently. And then fourth, to underpin that if people don't tell you the limitations and considerations of a study, or telling you the upper and lower bounds of things, then the study is biased. There should always be a limitation section.